The American West was shaped by conflicts. Conflicts between tribes, between states, ranchers and homesteaders, lawmen and gunslingers. But among the inhabitants of the West, there were also those who refused to take part in violence of any kind, not out of weakness, but out of conviction. They called themselves the Religious Society of Friends, but who were the Quakers? Emerging in 17th century England, the Quakers rejected the authority of churches, clergy, and ritual. Instead, they believed in something much quieter and far more radical, that every person carried within them an inner light, a piece of the divine, a piece that's equal in everyone, regardless of race or gender. And that being the case, a violent act against another person wasn't just wrong for the Quakers. It was unthinkable. So they refused to fight. In wars, in militias, in any cause that required them to raise a weapon against another human being. Their faith wasn't performed through ceremony, it was lived through practice. They met and worshipped in silence, speaking only when moved by God to speak. They dressed plainly, refused titles, the swearing of oaths, and all hierarchies. To the outside world, this looked like simplicity, but it was anything but. Because pacifism isn't passive. It demands restraint, even in a West that rewards acts of violence. It's Horses on Film. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to episode 20 of Horses on Film. This is the podcast dedicated to determining the top 100 Westerns of all time. We're using, of course, IndieWire's list that came out in 2024. From there, we're adding, subtracting, we're making it work. We're making a new list. We're going to be proud of it. It's going to be great. In order to do that, I need my co-hosts, Dave and Scott. There you are. Welcome.
Hello.
Aloha.
Guess what? We're 20%. 20%.
You told me 20 episodes ago we'd be this far. I'd be like, yep, that'd be 20 episodes.
Yeah. Somehow.
It doesn't seem like it's been that long. It really doesn't.
No, we're kind of motoring through this, and I feel like we're still early days, but I guess we got to do this, 5 more times. So it does.
Plus some extra. So.
Yeah, a few bonus things here and there, and might even have one of those coming up next. But yeah, let's see here. Last week we did Man of the West, 9th out of 19. It actually got pretty good rating, 15.5 out of 20. Average rating of 3.875. These are good ratings for a movie that, when I first saw it on the list, I was kind of like, I wasn't really like fussed that it was there, So
I've talked about it more than once this week, actually, with people being like, you know what? It's unassuming is the word I've been using a lot, where it's between the title, the poster, everything about it really doesn't convey what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't really jump out at you with any kind of flash, but it's a very nice movie. So I'm glad it's on the list. I'm glad we got to cover it. This one we're doing today, High Noon. I'm ready. Let's jump into it if you guys are ready.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. We'll put this thing up and hit some mood music. The story of a man who was too proud to run. Will Kane, the sheriff of a small town in New Mexico, learns a notorious outlaw he put in jail has been freed and will be arriving on the noon train. Knowing the outlaw and his gang are coming to kill him, Kane is determined to stand his ground, so he attempts to gather a posse from among the local townspeople.
High Noon, 1952. Directed by Fred Zinnemann, who did From Here to Eternity, Day of the Jackal. Screenplay by blacklisted screenwriter Carl Foreman. Bridge Over the River Kwai, which he eventually earned an Oscar for. The Guns of the Navarone. McKenna's Gold, famously was George Lucas's first PA gig. He was kind of a director's shadow on McKenna's Gold. It's based on, but not really, a short story which appeared in Collier's magazine in 1947 called The Tin Star by John W. Cunningham. Basically, they purchased the rights after they finished writing the script because they were worried there was some similarities, but he's not 100% sure he even read the original before writing. It stars Gary Cooper, our second week in a row with Gary Cooper, and Grace Kelly, Lloyd Bridges, Katie Hirado. It was shot at Iverson Movie Ranch, Jamestown, and Newhall, California, and the Columbia Studio backlot in Burbank, California, from September 5th to October 6th, 1951. It was 28 days of shooting on a budget of $750,000. So pretty low budget. Cinematographer was Floyd Crosby, father of David Crosby, musician. Wanted it in a washed out documentary style patterned after the Civil War photographs of Matthew Brady. Nominated for 7 Oscars: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Screenplay, Editing, Score, and Best Original Song. It won 4 of them. Gary Cooper won Best Actor, which was actually famously accepted by John Wayne. It's a funny little video if you find the video. It also won for Editing, Score, and Original Song. So Dimitri I'm having trouble with names. I'm trying to go fast. Tiomkin won 2 Oscars that night. Let's see. It also won 4 Golden Globes: actor, supporting actress, score, and then black and white cinematography. The Oscar-winning song, "Do Not Forsake Me, Oh My Darling," music by Tiomkin, lyrics by Ned Washington, was a massive hit for Tex Ritter, John Ritter's father. We have a lot of Nepo dads in this. And actually popularized the use of pop songs in Western movies, something that went from like less than 10% to over 30% in the kind of decade to follow, and kind of paved the way for singers like Frankie Lane, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, to have big hits off of these Western movies and even non-Western movies from the time. Of course, we're going to get into this a bit, but the scholarly interpretation of High Noon is that it is an allegory for Hollywood's blacklist and the House Committee on Un-American Activities. This is widely regarded, often written about. This is the take on the film. It's been the predominant narrative surrounding the film for a long time. Even Foreman's children kind of say that that's what it was. However, film historian Austin Fisher wrote in his article Revisiting the Blacklist Western Film a reception study of High Noon. It's a great article if you get a chance to read it. He said, according to his research, he couldn't really find any evidence that that's how it was regarded at the time, that all the reviews were not mixed reviews. They were, it was kind of widely lauded along with Stagecoach and Red River as the best of the genre at the time. I think that was kind of in later years, looking back on it, that narrative was kind of slapped on it. Anyway, joining us today, I'm thrilled once again, a returning guest, filmmaker, location scout, Mark Hogan. Mark, thank you.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Great to be back. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So High Noon, I know you watched this recently and you'd seen it before. Is it kind of one of your favorites, or?
The premise is, so iconic. I certainly knew what it was about. I don't think I had seen it in I would say more than 20 years. It's one of those, like, Westerns are synonymous with my dad, with me. Like, those are always his favorites. I know I definitely watched it with him, but probably in the late 90s was the last time I saw it. So it was almost like seeing it for the first time, and I liked it way more than I remembered liking it. I think I appreciated it more this time than I ever would have when I was probably 17 when I saw it. So.
Right. I wonder if with age kind of comes a little bit more perspective on it.
Oh, definitely. And I don't like its premise and its pacing, stuff like that. I would not have taken in as much back then. I would have been like, oh, it's a Western, it's cool. I always loved Gary Cooper, but this time I really, like, it made me think, I would say, and from a filmmaking point of view, I appreciated so many things about it that I definitely would not have the first time.
Amazing. Well, Grace Kelly had me Googling how to become a Quaker, so I could see that. How about Dave? You hadn't seen this, or you had? I can't remember.
No, I hadn't seen this one at all.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more and more as it went along. It really put me off the first. I know it won an Oscar, but I hated that freaking opening song.
Oh, the song's terrible.
It's a terrible song. And they kept bringing it back.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind if they had just brought back. It has a very strong drum beat, almost a Native American drum beat,
especially off the opening shot.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind if they just kept that, and they actually kept some of the music of it in the score later in the movie. But they kept bringing it back with the lyrics, and it just kept reminding me how much I hate this song.
Isn't it like a motif? Just like let it do its thing.
No lyrics, just a bad one.
I have something that's, well, maybe this is for later, but I love the song. I love
me too.
Of it. I absolutely love. But this is probably a technological thing of the time. But the way it's mixed into the soundtrack is quite strange, because whenever, like, when they play it over him walking through town, it's almost like he's looking for who's singing it.
Yes.
Do you get that? I feel like Tex Ritter's going to be on the porch of the saloon, like, just there singing it for us.
Which we've seen, we've seen in a couple, I think it was 40 Guns, where he's walking up the street singing the song, and you kind of, it kind of shakes you, this diegetic moment of, but like.
Do you think that was intentional? I don't think it could have been.
You know what it reminded me of? It's wild that the song is so from the point of view of the lead character, and so descriptive of the actual plot, and to say Frank Miller's name right in the title,
right? That's right,
or right in the chorus, and
it's like a folk ballad. Like, it's just it's so great.
Wild move.
Yeah.
It reminded me of, and I'm not like a stressed out guy. I never really get stressed out, but sometimes when I'm busy and I'm in a moment where I should be stressed out and I'm doing a lot of stuff, I have a song just playing in my head all the time. And sometimes, if I'm doing something and I hear that song, it will remind me of that moment of like, oh yeah, I needed to do that thing. And I almost felt like the song was playing in Gary Cooper's head. And it was those quiet moments when he was walking through the street where I was like, oh yeah, like he's just playing that song over and over in his head right now. That's what I felt like we were listening to.
It's mixed in. Yes.
Yeah. But it felt like the whole quest for the Holy Grail when Robin's minstrels start like singing about how he's a coward and yada yada. Like the minute you start name dropping people I was like, you just took me out of it. Like it's just like I was, again, I'm waiting for the dude of the guitar being like,
that is fair. I can see where you're coming from. I can see that. It worked for me. I can see why it wouldn't though. I can respect.
Well, it certainly worked at the time because it was a massive hit, and it won an Oscar. And I saw an interview with John Ritter where he said his dad's favorite memory was performing that song at the Oscars.
I wonder. I would love to know what it was nominated against, though. What was the company? Like, I should look that up.
Yeah, we can look that up. Yeah, but that's
because it's an Oscar film doesn't mean or an Oscar winning doesn't mean everyone likes it. Look at David Unforgiven. It's just because, right? It doesn't have to be for everyone. It was fine until he started name dropping. And the minute the names drop, it just took me right up. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
Got to shoot Frank Miller dead. Well, I'll tell you, because I've been, watching this a lot this week and researching it and pulling clips. That song has been in my head all week, and I feel like Gary Cooper wandering around with this song rattling in my brain. It's the only thing that got Golden by Huntrix out of my brain. So, again, another Oscar-winning song in an Oscar-winning movie. But yeah, it is a very odd choice. I could see where it would be off-putting, especially in 2026.
Yes, and I fully acknowledge that I am saying this from a viewpoint of 2026, not 1952.
Right.
Music was very different in 1952. I get that. And I can see plausibly how it could be a hit at the time.
I mean, that opening shot of baby Lee Van Cleef sitting there, and the doom, 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 doom,
oh yeah.
Like I want to kind of restart the movie every
just to see that. Yeah,
just to see that moment.
It's such a great, it just grabs you instantly.
Yeah. The tune wasn't a problem; it was the lyrics. I love the tune. It honestly, really I
agree.
And then you're trying. The thing that did really well that opening is because there's no. You're trying to. Are they against each other? Oh no, they know each other. Cool. Oh, we're waiting for more people. Like there's no. You're left in this. What is going on? It will quickly be told, but it's such a really good opening to this movie. I found like I really like Dave. The longer the movie went on, the more I just got bored. I just like
you with that ticking clock that we talk about every week.
And that's just it. I'm seeing it. Ticking clock, loved it. All the actors, honestly, this is one of those. It's like a super group that isn't better than the sum of its parts. Like it's like where the Traveling Wilburys were really good. Don't get me wrong, but I never thought they were better than like Roy Orbison or Tom Petty or George Harrison, right. Ginger Baker. Like they came together, and you're like, this should be amazing. It's good.
It's fine,
but it's not like Audio Slave. Where Audio Slave was like, yeah, this is awesome, right? Like you're getting the strengths of both. I never felt that, and I actually think the film suffers for it. I love that he's being turned on. I love that there's an element of the people who are like, yeah, we love what you did, and there's an element of them being like, we didn't really like what you did, and like I like everything about this. Minus the opening lyrics. I actually was really on board for it, but as it went on, I actually found myself just get bored. I paused it at one point to watch a YouTube video, and it was 18 minutes left in the film, and I went, oh no. The shootout felt long, everything, like it just, but I was so invested in the characters. I wanted to know. It just felt like we're just like, oh, cool. Like the Hobbits from Lord of the Rings. Cool. What are you guys doing? Oh, we're going to just, play a game of crib. And you're like, oh, that sounds boring. Like, don't we have some adventures to do? Like, it was just felt bored by the end.
I mean, there's certainly a tension. There's kind of a wild, fun moment when after they get married and they go into the kind of the back room. And actually, I had a clip in the opening thing of Ethan Hawke from Before Sunrise talking about Quaker weddings and how they're different and strange and quiet. But I took it out because it was too long. It didn't work. But that idea that they're not really having a Quaker wedding, but then later he says in the church that he didn't get married in the church because he was marrying a Quaker. But that moment where they go into the back room and he kind of makes a promise to her. That's very Quaker coded. At a Quaker wedding, when they finally do speak, that's what they do is they make not a vow or an oath or anything, because that's sort of against their religion, but like a promise. And he just says to her, I promise I will make this work. And that idea that he's hanging up the badge, but then like what I was saying, that weird moment where everyone like bursts in on them. and they're so eager to get him to hang up the badge and gun. And then when they get the news that Frank Miller has been pardoned and he's coming in on the noon train, I think they legitimately are worried for his life. But they really get him out of town in a hurry. And then it's interesting that like the saloon owner and certain people were pretty excited about the prospect of those guys being back in town, Frank Miller coming back to town.
The barber commissions more coffins. Like it's like, get to work, we're gonna get some bodies here.
Yeah, like they were pretty interested in the idea of the town maybe getting a little life back in it.
Rowdy again.
Yeah. I did look up here what other songs it was up against.
Okay.
I Am in Love from the Son of Paleface. Is that a Bob Hope? Is that a Bob Hope?
Are you even allowed to say that nowadays?
Maybe. It gets more and more racist as I go through.
It was for the audience. This was 1952.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah. Because You're Mine from the movie Because You're Mine. That means nothing to me.
Never heard of
Thumbelina, Hans Christian Andersen. Thumbelina.
Oh, okay.
And Zing. This is with a Z. Zing a Little Song, Just for You. The movie Just for You. None of these mean anything to me. So
I've never even heard of any. The Thumbelina, yes, but the rest I've never heard of.
Yeah, so I think it was kind of a.
I couldn't sing Thumbelina or anything like that, but
no, I could.
Know the movie
I could sing a few bars from the Thumbelina cartoon because the trailer for that was on my Batman Mask of the Phantasm VHS.
Of course.
So every time
they came out the same year.
Yeah. Every time I put on Batman Mask of the Phantasm, which is the best Batman of all.
It is the best Batman.
It really is. I'd see the Thumbelina every time. So I know, but I don't know if that's what they're talking about here.
Very underrated.
It was the 25th Academy Awards, so pretty early in our.
When you think that's like, so the 25th Academy Award is so quick because the 100th is only 2 years away or something.
Yeah, I think we were the 98th this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing. They were 25% of the way. I loved when the bad guys rode into town off the start, and the one guy just like almost like squealed his tires, like he kind of went running up and reared back, and it was very Fast and the Furious, or there was something kind of American Graffiti about it.
Horse.
Well, then you go into the just after when you were saying how fast they got him out of town, the shots of that buckboard going, were just exemplified speed. It just screamed escapes. Beautiful shot with it on the trailer looking through the wheel. Surprisingly not shaky.
No, beautiful shot.
That was a great shot, and just how well they were able to shoot that at clearly that speed was kind of impressive.
And then he stops and he turns it back to town. Why do you think he did that?
No, he says it. There's this. I think he's mulling the whole thing over, and it really is the town versus the wife. I don't ever feel like his life was ever part of the consideration, except for the moment when I don't know if he's crying for himself or crying that no one is backing him up. I haven't quite figured that one out. Could be both. But honestly, I think it was new life versus old life. And he
he wasn't quite ready to hang him up.
It's incredibly important, though. I actually legitimately think it's very important to the story, because as he comes back, he goes, look, nope, I made a promise to these people, even though the new sheriff isn't going to be here, I should probably still be. And he talks about that, right? About it should be, 12 hours, new guys here.
But we'll now you have this
tomorrow. I'm giving up what I have because you people would give up what you have for me. And then he shows up and everyone's like, yeah, no, we wouldn't do that at all. like it's very, very few people are like, oh, I thought it was going to be a posse. There's just two of us. No, I'm good.
I did think he was ready to be done.
Yep.
I think he came. I think it was, he's like your your quintessential Western hero, he has to do the right thing. That's kind of how I read it. It's like he feels, how can I not go back and help them?
Also, like
Also,
get a duty to the city.
He's also dressed in black the whole time. I actually found that really interesting. Because especially back then in the black and white films, you always had your heroes in white. And all of a sudden he's black hat, black vest, black pant, like it's all black.
Well, isn't that because he's getting married though?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe
it could be very much so. It could be just his like
a Western tuxedo kind of would have been at the time.
That could be.
Well, it says in the song that it was his wedding day. So
well, and it's only an hour and a half after, right? Because we really have like
almost real. Yeah,
I thought it was. Go ahead.
I was going to say the original conceit of the movie was a real time movie, and it actually kind of put the movie on the shelf for a bit because Hitchcock's Rope came out and didn't do very well, and they saw, the Stanley Kramer kind of saw it as a gimmick, like, oh, this gimmick we're trying to do with this high noon movie, it might not be a good idea. But I don't really see it as a gimmick. I think it really ratchets up the tension. That the clock is ticking, and these clocks were in the script, like it said to cut to the clock and make sure that the clock.
We'd had more clocks.
Yeah. A town square clock or something outside donging away would have been kind of interesting.
Rio Bravo.
I didn't find that it was overdone, the whole cutting to the clock thing. I think you get a good sense of it without because they easily could have, like, every 5 minutes trying to build up the tension, but they didn't do that, which I thought.
Actually, I legitimately thought it was a nod to the audience because I was checking my clock too. So
yeah. Lloyd Bridges. What do you guys think of young Lloyd Bridges? And what a surprise that was. And
I wasn't expecting it. I was like, whoa! Like it was. I actually really like him. Blown Away is one of my favorite films, and where we have Lloyd and Bo
and Bo in that one. And, Lloyd and Jeff in that one.
Jeff and Bo. Both. I'm pretty sure Bo's in there too. I think.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
I was more. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I was actually more tripped out by young Harry Morgan.
Oh yeah.
I did like.
Oh yeah.
Like, I've never seen him not look old.
Right. It's one of those guys who's just always been old. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's
like Patrick Stewart.
Every episode of MASH was on TV as a kid. You just see him as the MASH guy your whole life.
Yeah, that old MASH.
Or even the Dragnet. Even in Dragnet, he
that's right. Yeah,
old.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like seeing Steve Martin with brown hair. It doesn't feel right.
That's wrong.
Yeah. Get that out of here. We don't need that. Why do you think Frank Miller was pardoned? Because it sounds like he went up for murder.
And he's obviously not a good guy. So
yeah, and one of my takeaways when I first kind of revisited this a few years ago was that there's all this buildup that Frank Miller's this bad man. And he wasn't really that scary in the end. I mean, other than the fact that he was hell bent on revenge, it wasn't that difficult to take him down. And it was also probably a good opportunity. They could have done like a real stunt casting of somebody very kind of frightening looking or anything, and they do kind of a good job of shooting him from the back and not quite showing him for that first little bit, but then when they do show him, it's like, oh, he's just a guy.
Just a guy.
Yeah.
The people who are happy he's back are some of the more unsavory people in town, and I'm wondering if maybe they paid off a judge to reduce the sentence because they would be happy to have him back, because that was my narrative in my head.
I wonder also if local judges sentencing doesn't necessarily carry into federal appeals court. Once he gets to a federal prison in another state and he just makes an appeal, it's like, yeah, we don't really care that you killed some cowhand in a gun down,
right?
It's kind of how it works now. So American law, because you have the circuits, right? So it's like you have the lower courts, and then you got the state courts, and you get the Supreme Court, right? And so I could most definitely see a judge corrupt or not, being like, I don't think the crime fits on an appeal, and then so they pardon him instead. So
yeah, and then the judge in this thing, he just picks up and leaves town.
Yeah.
And he was willing to do that, no problem, and willing to he's like, I can be a judge anywhere, so I'm just gonna go
Sounds like he's
be a
done
judge somewhere else.
Because he keeps talking about like, I've done it before and I'll do it again. Like it'll be fine.
Yeah, these guys come back for revenge. I'm not sticking around. It's not worth it.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Now another thing too is this narrative that it's a blacklist coded thing, and talking about the way the system let them down, and maybe this idea that he's going around hoping people will stand up. It's a very fascinating scene in the church where even when it looks like people are on his side, they're still not willing to take up arms
about it. Yes.
And that idea of like the cowardice of these people in this witch hunt that went down, naming names or not standing up, not coming to the aid of the people that need it.
But the thing is, sorry, go ahead.
No. Okay. I always saw it as little vignettes of what does religion think about what's going on here? What do regular people think about what's going on? And him going from point to point and having these discussions of what is morally right and what is good versus evil, and what does each of these people think about it.
He kind of goes to his friend, he goes to his mentor, he goes to the church, he goes to the judge.
And coffee kind of thing, where it's just like, and then it's just framed around this narrative. That's how I saw it. And when we first started doing that, I was really excited. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm in for a real philosophical like debate and or musing on crime and life and who we are in our community, in our society. And we just get a shootout. And I'm just like, like it's like, and again, that's me. Same complaint last week. We get a shootout. Like
that's a Western genre. We're gonna see a lot of shootouts. Mark, what were you gonna say?
As people being unwilling to help him. I know it's on paper it's very noble to be like, yes, I'll pick up arms, but he was literally asking them to put their lives on the line. That was the reality of the time. It's not like doing the right thing. Like, you very likely would have died if you chose to help him.
Yeah.
So, and I know that's, the black and white of it is, you should do the right thing. But I think it portrayed it. It was very realistic in that way, that I think in real life, people would have been far more hesitant to actually help.
And there were people that were definitely thinking, Frank Miller coming back to town is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Yeah. But imagine if he got 50, 60 men with guns. Like if everybody, like there, I don't think a shot would have been fired if they lined up on the edge of town.
If you saw that coming at you,
these 4 men walked up and there was, 60 people holding.
They talked about guns. That when they got him the first time. They're like, hey, remember there was a dozen of them. Where's all your posse this time?
Yeah.
So whatever happened between when Frank Miller left and when he's coming back, that is what he's being judged on. Right. And I'm wondering, because like the people who like it are the women and the children and the church, the religious, more arguably moral.
He made this town a safe place to be again.
Yeah, for that.
Right.
And everyone else who's in the more traditional immoral stuff is all like, yeah, we're gonna have the gangs back and they're gonna spend money. Yeah, some people might die, but like we're gonna have them back, right? Like,
I think the best case scenario for most of the people in the town is Kane leaves town, get out of here, go, and Frank Miller comes back to town and there's no gunfight, there's no blood in the streets. They think that they've evolved past that this is now a civilized town. If people out east read about yet another gunfight in the streets, it'll ruin their reputation, that it'll put them back 10 years or 20 years to where things were lawless. So I think it's not so much that they don't want to stand up and fight with Kane. They just want him to go away. And they don't think Frank is going to cause problems beyond exacting revenge on
Take the
Kane.
trouble with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he even says it. I have to stop and fight. He's just going to chase me. Right?
Which I wonder. I think he would have. I think he's not wrong.
100%.
He's not wrong there. The way Frank got out of jail and rounded up his troops and came straight.
He's pretty focused on what he wanted to do. So
absolutely,
he would follow. He would absolutely track him down.
Yeah,
no doubt.
And then he'd be helpless. It would be him and his Quaker wife out in the prairie, and it would have been a bad situation. What about Katie Hirado? I thought she was incredible.
I love that stuff, and this is one of the places where you realize how well directed this movie is, because that could so easily veer into like almost like a soapy kind of she loves two men, but it never goes. It never goes. All the like her stuff with Lloyd Bridges, and she's an extremely strong female character for that period. Mm-hmm. It's very unusual that you have a woman like she's a business owner. She's kind of calling the shots. She doesn't take shit from either of them. She's a really, really interesting character and a great actress as well.
Yeah, and for a Mexican woman too in this town, she owns the saloon, she owns the store. Yeah, I thought that was really progressive and interesting and well played out. And even her scenes with Grace Kelly, which could have turned into a cat fight. Yeah, and it really right away she's like, and Grace Kelly's so innocent. It's just like he's saying for some reason it's got to be you, and she's like, absolutely not. This is what's going on, and pick a side and take up arms. Do what you got to do. And then the fact that they kind of leave on the buckboard.
They leave together. Yeah, I love that.
As he's watching,
that was really interesting as well.
That literally happened to me. I was at a red light, and two of my ex-girlfriends walked across in front of my car. I'm like, what are they, friends?
Why do they know each other?
Is there some kind of club is there a Facebook group I don't know about? Anyway, it was weird.
Well, you're not on Facebook, so yeah, there might be a Facebook.
There must be. There might be, and I wouldn't know. But yeah, it's a weird moment when he steps out in town and there's his girls leaving, and she gets all the way onto the train, and it's not till she hears gunfire that she comes running back.
She also has one of the better moments in the film, in my opinion, which was Lloyd is all like, "Why didn't you pick me?" And he goes, "You're not ready." He's being nice about it. "You're not ready." And she goes, "You're a kid. You're not ready. He won't tell you what I'm about to tell you. You need bigger shoulders, more mature shoulders." And there's the door. And it had this that says a lot about her, especially at this time period where she has no problem stepping up to this man and be all like, "What are you gonna do about it?"
It takes more than a pair of broad shoulders to be a grown-up. And back to Lloyd Bridges for a minute. Like, I thought his argument to be the new marshal was not good enough, and he didn't want to hear that answer. But Gary Cooper was right. Like, he wasn't ready to take over, and there's a reason why they went out of town to get somebody else. He's still a deputy. He was not ready to upgrade.
And they show it. They don't.
You can see it
when he pretty much blackmails him. Make me the sheriff, or I'm not going to help. And he, in a huff, goes, "Well, fine." And throws his stuff.
His reaction proves he's not ready to be the sheriff.
Yeah, and it's these types of moral choices that you're going to be faced with in this job. And Gary Cooper was mature enough to take on.
You can tell he turned around. He was literally on his way and went, "No, the responsibility is."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he saved all those horses from the fire.
Yeah,
right in the middle of people trying to kill him, he took the time to save the horses. And
it's really him turnaround. By the way, we talked about earlier with the people putting their lives on the line on the deputization. This is a man who could have continued to run. He was a man but his job was to protect this town from people like Frank, and he's taking it serious. And that's when other people are like, "It's not your job." Yeah, to be help would be awesome, and it is standing up to protect your community, but it's not your job. And that is a huge difference. Sounds minor, but I think it's a big difference. So I don't know. Like it's a difference between like being a volunteer firefighter and a volunteer police officer. Like they are two different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't sing songs called "Screw the Firefighters." So like, so
obviously we talked about this on the Rio Bravo episode, but the Rio Bravo response, that was a response to this film. I think a misguided one in some ways. I don't think they read this movie correctly. And even in that Playboy interview with John Wayne, he gets a lot of the details wrong. And they had the kind of this like Mandela effect memory of this film. Do you see this as the antithesis of a Rio Bravo story, Mark? Or
I don't think so at all. And this, you mentioned this in the intro that there's that guy who says there's actually no evidence that this was an allegory for the whole blacklist thing. And I'm sure that they say that John Wayne was offered the part and he turned it down. He was offended, and so if that is true, first of all, I know you're not a fan, Scott, of John. I do like John Wayne, but he brings his own tone to a movie. It's a John, like something like The Searchers. He's absolutely perfect for that. This movie, he would have been completely wrong because even though he can play vulnerable, he could not have brought what Gary Cooper does to this. He absolutely could not.
I'd say the closest he would come would maybe be Red River, where you do get to see him kind of that when they mutiny on him, and that would be maybe the closest. But you're right, like this is Gary Cooper. We said even in the last episode, his face is the script. He tells you so much in his face that I just don't think you'd ever get that from John Wayne. And I don't think when John Wayne turned it down, he was turning it down because he was offended. I took a look at his filmography from around this time, and he was about 4 or 5 movies in a row that weren't Westerns right in this pocket.
Okay.
And there was a Western after and a Western before, but I feel like maybe it was just he had scheduled some other things. And in that Oscar acceptance speech, he does joke that he was upset at his people because he didn't get this role. And, he was going to hit them with his Chevrolet or whatever.
I don't know if he was kidding about that.
Yeah. Who knows where the joke is there, but
Brando would have done it.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a few agents buried in the backyard at his place, but like I don't think his reading of the film as being un-American came until much later. I think he would have loved, and given the opportunity to do this role, I think he would have done it.
I think so too. Yeah.
But he just it didn't work out.
John Wayne is John Fogerty of movies. You can have John Fogerty be the lead singer of whatever band you want. It'll always sound like CCR. John Wayne will always be John Wayne.
Yeah, John Wayne definitely is John Wayne.
You're like, he's John Wayne. Yeah. That's my issue is no. So in the movie 12 Years a Slave, Brad Pitt shows up randomly as the Canadian coming down. And to me, I was just like, oh, that's Brad Pitt. Like I never saw him as
that's fair. I get what you mean.
And then with John Wayne, it's always John Wayne. If you asked him to read off a McDonald's order, it would sound the same as him reading like the script of Schindler's List. He just doesn't understand.
I think that's a little unfair.
What if John Wayne had played Frank Miller?
I would like 2 Big Macs. Also, I need to save these 67 people, and I would like at Tim Hortons as well. And it's John Wayne.
Yeah, like what if he stepped off the train and it was John Wayne coming to kill Gary Cooper?
That thing.
Yeah,
that I can get behind.
Yeah. I got that. That's great.
That would have been great.
He's all like, Kane, did you order these 2 Big Macs? No.
I don't know if they had Big Macs in 1952, but
casting against type like that, I think would have worked quite well.
That would have been
would've
interesting.
way okay with that.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if anyone would have wanted that at the time,
No.
but now,
No.
yeah.
I need to see John Wayne as like Marlon Brando in The Island of Dr. Moreau. That kind of like so weird that it just, someone in the comments comment a movie that you're like, this is the weirdest John Wayne film, and I'm gonna go watch that. I promise.
Yeah, they are.
promise
This
watch
may
it.
finally be a valid reason for AI to show us something like that.
Yeah, even
Show
AI
me
will
John
be
Wayne
like,
as
John
Marlon
Wayne will
Brando
watch
in
it.
The Island of Dr. Moreau. That I could,
Well, it's just like, you know how like it's so weird, even though it's Brando, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
that's what I
I
want.
do know. Yeah, that movie, that everything about that movie is so bizarre. It's just
Oh, I love that movie. I really do. I actually really like Island Dr. Moreau, but like I like it because it's weird. Like I would love to see like how did this even get made? Like who thought this was a good idea? And then you watch and you're like,
there's a lot
it's
of
like
those.
Johnny Mnemonic. Who thought this was a good idea?
yeah.
Like
Yeah, it was.
and you're like, cool, sure.
Yeah.
Tank Girl. Who thought this was a good idea? Like
I love Tank.
so
Girl.
Ice-T is a kangaroo.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey,
Right.
what? Here's the money. How much do you need? Here, just a blank check. Go for it. Like,
Do it.
like what? Malcolm McDowell's going to chew the scenes. Oh yeah, you get a check for that. Like it's
$1,000,000%.
yeah. So it's a Clockwork Orange with tanks and kangaroos. Oh, totally. We just how can we get
fun. I
down?
actually drinking game. I worked with Rachel, the director
Totally.
of Tank Girl, and yeah, she was wonderful. She was wonderful. We did a Western together and would not stay above the second floor of any hotel.
Oh, was that her? So what Western was that? What that she did?
Hannah's Law. Hannah's Law, which was
That was-
Oh, I actually know that
did
one.
the dorm,
yeah.
but Hannah's Law. She did Hannah's Law as well.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. I believe, unless I'm totally off. Which one did you say a minute ago?
I thought she did the dorm here. I thought that was the
Yes,
one.
she did. Yeah, she came back for Hannah's Law.
Oh, she did. Okay.
I think she built a relationship with the producers on that one.
Do you know what her first movie job was? Like why it excites me?
No.
She was a PA on A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
Cool.
And then she directed the last one, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare.
oh my God! From
Yes.
PA to director.
Yep.
Amazing.
In the same series.
In the
Yes.
same series.
That
That's
is cool.
amazing.
I'm okay with that.
It's like
Yeah.
George Lucas being the PA on McKenna's Gold.
Kenneth Gold. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Freddie pulls Johnny Depp into the dream, right? Because he's like doing his thing. And
Yeah.
he goes in and he takes off his mask and it's John Wayne. I'd be so in for that in a way I can't even begin.
Dave's dying here. Dave, you're literally
You're
killing
making
Dave.
better John Wayne movies than he ever did
Like,
right now.
unbelievable.
Why? Because hell, me
Unbelievable.
even explaining this is better actor than he is. So it's like I can't
He's
even
not
begin.
even in this one. He's not even in this one.
But
We're
you're
good.
ragging on John Wayne. It's not even a John Wayne movie.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
It's very
find where
good.
the life finds a way. So
As the regular target of Scott's this, I'm all for it.
yeah.
Go off with
I
John
guess
You're out of
you
the-
would be
you're out
interested
of the
in
race.
visiting the John Wayne Museum in Fort Worth like I did twice.
oh no,
I
See,
would.
thing
I
is-
would love to go. I would love to.
Honestly,
see
I
if we can
get-
find his belt buckle, his missing belt buckle.
Oh, that'd be cool. No, I get
Yeah.
the love for John Wayne. I get it. I really do. I understand it. It's like Christopher Walken, where it's like he played like Christopher Walken's Christopher Walken. He just shows up and plays Christopher Walken. I just happen to like Christopher Walken more. Like and so like. And
Oh,
like,
there's a lot of actors. Owen Wilson, Owen
Owen
Wilson
Wilson.
is amazing. I love him, but he's Owen Wilson and everything.
Very-
That's what
very
you
Steve
want.
Zahn is Steve Zahn and everything.
Steve Zahn, yeah,
yeah.
and he's
Ryan
great.
Reynolds.
He's great.
And he's great. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Like, yeah, there's definitely a lot of people that have made a career in playing and being cast as that in that. I will say that's a little bit true for Gary Cooper.
Yeah.
But you also you just get a little bit more chops. And something like that, that moment when he's writing up his will and he
Oh yeah.
he has a little cry, and that's a big moment. I was struck this last time watching that when Grace Kelly when Amy's waiting in the sheriff's office, she opens that will. I had never noticed that she had it out and had read it. That I imagine was a big motivator in her grabbing that gun and
Yeah.
and killing the guy, despite it being completely against her beliefs.
Yeah, they do kind of blow it a little bit. You know, you're like, well, of course, because wouldn't you do the same? I guess is the feeling when you
Mhm.
watch it. You saw him about, but also it doesn't really ring true if her beliefs were that precious.
I
to her,
mean,
she would've done that.
she wasn't born into Quakerism. She
She
joined
chose her
Quakerism.
father and brother. That's right.
Yeah, after her family died.
Again, I see it as a meditation back to the idea of different, how she loves him more than she loves her convictions to this religion, right? Like, let's be honest here. Like that's the way I saw it. Every moment of this film I always saw as a, again, coffee and cigarettes, where it's a meditation on a very specific, this the Oz TV show, same idea, where it's these interactions are just a meditation for a larger. And I think that's why I'm disappointed. We're not there yet, but I'm disappointed by the film. Like it's so, the pieces do not add up beyond. Also, John Wayne probably turned down the film because he doesn't cry. So they're like, okay, in the scene you're going to have to cry while you write your will, and John Wayne
not doing it.
I also think he refers to himself.
Yeah.
So.
Fun fact about John Wayne: John Wayne gives Unforgiven 2 stars.
True. There you go. I like it. I like it a lot. That was actually a true.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Mark is
that something that happened? He died in 1980.
He died in.
Yeah. Mark is like, no, he didn't.
I mean, no, he didn't. He never saw.
No, he didn't. The look of bewilderment
Came back to
was
life.
I was like, shut your mouth. No, he did not.
Even John Wayne understands it. Unforgiven is a 4-star film.
Unforgiven.
After he was dead, he knew that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's jump into our counts then, if we want, like, because I think our ratings are going to be worth a little bit of time. So let's just get into our horses on film count. What do you guys think for horses on film? No horses, some horses, lots of horses, all the horses. Mark, what do you think?
I would say some horses.
Okay.
Some, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Some horses. Dave, what do you have?
Solidly in some horses, yeah.
Yeah. I would almost have said no horses if it wasn't for the fire where he releases those horses. Yeah. Is that where you're at, Scott, you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say the barn and the truck wagon out of town at the beginning there. That
the little really
cool. It's not, I do like, so like if they were at this station on their horses, I probably would have said more. But them just sitting at the station, the horses are just like, it's not really not what the film's about.
When he comes back into town to have a drink, he does ride his horse. That scene where they ride into town and, like I said, the squeal in the tires is kind of a good horse moment.
I love the, why didn't you arrest the 3 of them? And he goes, they did nothing wrong.
Do anything. Can't arrest.
Yeah,
that's so much about his character. Like, it's like, I know they're going to be up to no good. I know where this is going, and that no good will be me. Like will be directed at me, but they did nothing wrong. So I have nothing to hold them on. And I love that. That, again, the meditation is so good. Oh, me doing this, half bluff just like floated through the.
Plus, Jack Elam was taking up the space in the jail. Young Jack Elam.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess there's a cut scene. They did cut a few scenes that kind of broke the tension. And there's kind of a comedy scene where Elam does get out of jail, or like when he lets him out and he asks about the saloon, he goes to the saloon and it's empty because everyone's, hiding peering out the windows at the thing. Yeah. And during the gunfight, it was going to cut to him like drinking everything he can get his hands on. And
that would not have felt that.
It's a good cut, but
no, Mark's right, Cam's right. No, that would have taken away from it.
Yeah. Funny that the jail wasn't even locked, though. He was just
he just pulled it off.
Sleeping it off in there.
Yeah. Also, he didn't even charge him with. Yeah, he's not charging with anything. He's just like, look, go home. This is going to get bad.
Yeah,
and that says again a lot about his character.
Yeah. Well, that's such a trope that the town drunk sleeping it off in the cell. But I think he probably was in there for drunk and disorderly the night before or something. I'm sure he was. Yeah.
Definitely, but it's just as soon as he wakes up, he can go. He'll be back next weekend.
He'll be back next week.
Next payday, he'll be back. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into ratings. I'm curious to start with Dave. Dave, do you want to start on this one? Because You're the one. You're the enigma on this one. I'm not sure where you stand.
Like I said, I started it watching it and I at a really low rating, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. And as it got farther in, and we didn't really talk about the music also got better, and by the end, I was really invested. I'm the opposite of Scott again. Whereas by the end, I actually was really enjoying it. So I actually gave it four stars.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's great. That's great. Scott, where are you at?
I have actually, even though I have all these qualms, I might get a 3.5. Like it's not, like it's not. I don't hate the film by any means. I actually think the acting's solid. Outside the music, the opposite, and the just maybe again the shootouts is just. I know it's bog standard, and it is what it is. I don't feel it was special at all. I don't feel like it was. We can do more, and we've seen more. I think the shootouts I would appreciate more are better because they stand on the shoulders of a movie like High Noon, and so that is one of the things I'm trying to. But if I am looking at this from my modern sensibility and what I like in a film. Doesn't do it for me, but everything up to it was I really like. There's a lot more to love than hate, so I gave it a 3.5. I don't see myself rushing out to watch it again by any means, but I don't hate it by any. It's fine.
You said that it was un-American and those pinko commie bastards. No.
You're reading my text. I told you don't read the text.
Don't read the text. Don't read the text on air. Sorry. Yeah, I agree. There was kind of a sloppiness to the shootout, and I'm trying to remember. There was a movie I watched, one of the 170 westerns I've watched in the last few years, where the shootout at the end was so sloppy it almost made me feel like it was a true story and they had to kind of tell it the way it really happened, kind of like the assassination of Jesse James, where if they made up something and it was this grand shootout in the streets, it would ruin the fact that that's not how Jesse James died.
I actually think it works really well in that movie though, because it comes out of nowhere. It just happens, not ceremoniously. It's like in Deadwood when they shoot Calamity Jane and the guy she falls. I can't remember. He's a famous guy, but he just randomly gets shot.
Bill Hickok.
Bill Hickok. That's it. Yeah. And he did just randomly shoot him. It's not it's not. It just happens.
Even Alberto in Hell or High Water, when he just catches the stray, and you're like, oh God, yeah, and so there was something kind of maybe unpurposely sloppy about this shootout, and there was maybe a few moments where it felt like it could have escalated into something more dramatic. Even that scene, and we saw it in 40 Guns too, where the bad guy brings the girl out as the human shield. And in 40 Guns, he just shoots her and then shoots him. In this, it was relying on her turning around and scratching at him, and again, going against her pacifist ways. And then even the shots that Gary Cooper takes, it almost looks like he's not quite aimed right. It's just kind of a sloppy little and it's done. Right. So I totally get that, Scott. And all that tension building leading up to it, you kind of expect. And like I said in that one review of mine where, Frank ended up not being that scary, and you could almost say the same about Dick Tobin in Man of the West though, too. Yeah. They built up that Dick Tobin was this, very, very frightening person. And then he just tumbles down the hill.
If you told me they ran out of budget and that they just had they had one more day and just quickly filmed it, I'd believe you. Honestly, it just doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think that was the case, but I think they were very true to the script. But I get that. I get.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the Western equivalent of the ending of Monty Python, like in the Holy Grail, where it's just like we got to do something.
Yeah. Well, clock struck noon. It's over. you know.
Yeah.
How about you, Mark? Where are you at? You said you liked it more than when you.
I did, and I see like these as I listen to you guys. These are valid points. The shootout, it's certainly not like this mind blowing, spectacular climax. It's not. I can see what you mean. I don't know if I'd say it's sloppy, but it's definitely not as sharp as it could be. And but I like Scott. You said you were kind of bored through it. I don't think there's a moment of fat in this.
I can't
movie.
imagine. Yeah.
No,
I
there's
think it's-
nowhere to cut. I agree with you.
I find it, and it's not like, okay, we've made this point before where, his conscience, whatever. Every scene that's in there is like, it's there for a reason. And then that's why when it does get to the climax, it feels earned, even if it's not as splashy as maybe it could be. And like the acting, I think is superb. That Mrs. Ramirez character, I think she's fascinating. I could have done with more of her, if anything. It's a solid 4 for me. I think this is a really, really great movie. Yeah.
Couple of 4s, a 3.5. Yeah, like you wouldn't see the High Noon Stunt Spectacular at
Universal Studios.
Universal Studios. You wouldn't. There isn't this moment where they're picking guys off rooftops and people are falling. There's also I wanted to talk quickly about. There's that weird kind of moment when, as they're going through, the one guy that has been partaking in some alcohol while waiting for the train breaks the window and steals the girl's hat and ties it to it. It's a strange moment, but I think he's already thinking about I don't think he's thinking about a girl at home. I think he's already thinking about, we're taking Grace Kelly.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. I was trying to kind of figure out, and that's sort of what I came up with. That
we're about to kill the husband, so she's going to be a widow.
She'll be free.
He's coming with us, and then later Frank refers to like your friend here. He doesn't necessarily know that they've just been married. He says, if you want to see your friend here alive, you'll come out, and they have their kind of little last moment of squaring off. And I just kind of felt like there was a few things that were so interesting and different. The pacing of it, the real timeness of it, which is fairly on point. I love the scene where he goes to his friend's house and his friend is like, "Tell him I'm not here."
I'm not.
And then that scene in the church is phenomenal. I love when they say, "Well, let's let the kids go," and the kids are so excited.
That's a rare light moment in it.
Yeah, and then even there's a moment where he runs into a group of kids playing bad guys and good guys, and it's, "I'm gonna kill you, Harry Kane." Like they're so on the ball of what's going on in town. They're already playing it out like it's a fantasy, and they look up and see him, and oh no, we're in trouble.
And the kid in the sheriff's office, when he's like, "I'll join you," and he goes, "I need the help. You're too young for this." Like that says a lot about his character again.
Yeah, in Rio Bravo, he's like, "Who do you have? You've got a kid that's yet to prove himself. You've got an old crippled man, and then you've got a town drunk." And in this, he refuses the help of the kid. He refuses the help of his buddy that only has one eye or one arm.
One eye. He says he's good, but
and he never even gets to the point where he's like, "Okay, well, I could at the very least have my one deputy that did say he would help, but isn't going to go it alone. I could take him. I could take the kid. I could take the guy with one eye because he might hit something. At the very least, he could look scary."
It's a numbers game.
But he did not take that guy seriously, though. Remember, he's like, "Here, go have a drink." It was like, it was very passionate.
And he could have put a gun in Jack Elam's hand and just said, "Stand here and look scary."
That's a good point.
And I'll buy you a drink.
It's funny that you mentioned these specifically up against Rio Bravo, where you're like, in Rio Bravo, John Wayne is like, "I have no morals, so I'll take anyone who comes." And here he's like, "No, I have an ethic and a code. I'm going to."
And the guy in Rio Bravo says, this is what you have. You have a kid, a drunk, and a cripple. And he says, it's not. I think his line. I'm gonna get it wrong, but it's like, it's what I got. Like.
Yeah.
No,
This guy's coming to break his brother out of jail, and this is what I've got. So I'm gonna go with it.
I
It's
thought
simple.
the line was, they all better actors than I am, and I want to get them out of the picture.
It's relentless. It's relentless. But anyway, yeah, no. I'm I gotta say, I'm at 5 stars. I'm at 5 stars for this. I just think it is.
Dave's not impressed by your rating.
No, I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
surprised a little. I expected another 4, or maybe a 4.5.
No. I on Letterboxd I've got it at 4.5, but of course we always talk about that's against the entire, all cinema, and I think 4.5 on Letterboxd is massive. In a list of 100 westerns, this could easily be my number one. This is one thing that I could easily have vaulted to my number one position. I think it's sitting at number 20 or something 19. On this. 19. Yeah, 20th episode, 19 on the list. Yeah, I think that's dangerously low. I would like to see it in the top 10. Given if it was up to me, if I was making a solo list, which we might all do our own, I think this is for me, it's a top 10.
I would honestly
a top 10.
5. Yeah, I could see a top 10.
Yeah, and with 4, 4, 5, and a 3.5, I think it's close. I think it deserves to be up there with some of the best westerns ever made. It goes against kind of type to an extent, but then it became the new classic, and there was a remake, Tom Skerritt remake that we shot here in Calgary. I wasn't on it. Mark, that was before you got here. Can you think of anyone we know that was on it? I think Dean Goodine.
I think he did. I think Paul may have been set deck. I think.
Okay, Paul Healy. Yeah.
I think now I could, but this was shot. I believe this was shot like right after Shanghai Noon, so it may have had a lot of, or maybe right before, because they came out the same year. But I'm sure we definitely know people who were on it, and I do have it. I'm gonna watch it. It's encouraged me to go back and watch
I'd love to. If you would lend it to me, I'd love to see it, because I haven't seen it, and it's one that I'm very interested in, because it's one of those classics where you're like, why are we even remaking this?
If memory serves, I think it's almost like the Gus Van Sant. It's like a word for word, scene for scene.
Oh, like
Psycho. Really?
I saw it once, maybe 15 years ago. I could be wrong, but I remember thinking, wow, this is like cut for cut. So
it's more somebody who was just like, we love this movie and we want to play in this playground for a little while.
And I believe it was a TNT original. And that was kind of their thing at the time, was not just content as we call it today, but it was like taking classic things that we already knew and be like, hey, let's just update it a little. It was more innocent than the whole reboot thing that we're in now, or have been in for the last decade or so.
Right. It was like, what would it look like in color?
Yeah.
No, I like the idea of Tom Skerritt. I really do. I think that's a good choice. I can really
he's kind of a good one-to-one for the time. Absolutely. And I want to mention quick the cinematography in this too.
It's beautiful.
And I think it's a masterclass in editing. I think our guest on the last episode, Nick Smith, is a filmmaker and an educator, and he says he teaches with this movie. Like he teaches about editing with this movie. I think the editing is unreal. The washed out skies and the cinematography is unreal. It's something that works on TV, much like a Day of the Outlaw. It totally works on TV. But I would also watch it in IMAX. I think this movie, even without the Monument Valley grand vistas, that opening shot of Lee Van Cleef and the drums pounding. Put it in my veins. That would be absolutely amazing to see on the biggest possible screen.
In the shootout. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
Just quick point of correction, Cameron. Janice Blackie Goodine was septic on the new High Noon.
Mm. Oh yeah. She also did Unforgiven. So
yes, she did. Yeah.
No, the shootout is fine. I would want to get across that the shootout is fine. There's no problem. It's just the rest of the film is so good that I feel like it lets it down. I really want to get that across. So, like it's.
Well,
it's
I wonder if you would feel that if you did ever revisit it, kind of knowing now what's coming. Maybe. I wonder if you would see it in a different light. I'm not.
I think adding the fire and the rescue of the horses is a bit like there's some good drama in it as well. That's not necessarily part of a shootout generally, but it does add some more tension to it, I think.
I also love when he lets the horses go and he kind of rides out on the side of the horse.
Yeah.
And there's some pretty good kind of like actiony moments in a movie that wouldn't really necessarily give you that.
7 ends in spoilers for anyone who's not seen 7. But if 7 ended out in a shootout between them, I would be like, this is not my favorite movie of all time. Like it continues the same pace. It's a meditation on the human condition being drawn by these characters. And you introduce a whole movie about this, about what is good and evil, what is someone's role in society, what is religion in society, what is age, what does this versus, and then you get this just classic, like, we're going to exchange lead. And I'm just like, okay, fine. Like it's
yeah. I wonder if they, I mean, that's an interesting take on it. If we did a High Noon remake where at the end he chooses a different path and it's let's not shoot at each other. I mean, he kind of works around and sneaks up and he gets their attention and he says, Frank, and when the guys turn around, they shoot at him. So he shoots back. But yeah, there could have been, I could see a version where he's yelling around the corner, please put your guns down. Like, why do we have to, you're out of jail, move on, like, why does it have to be a revenge on me?
Even if it was white hat, black hat on either side, and just for some odd reason, that would feel better to me. It's the cat and mouse, and that bothers me. But like a traditional, like, this town isn't big enough for the both of us, I think I would have been in for it. I don't know why. I don't
a little bit more of a straightforward, kind of what we talked about on Man of the West too, where if it had ended with a little bit more of a straightforward cliche, even shootout, I think I would have enjoyed that ending a little better.
Yeah, me too.
Funny that they're both Gary Cooper and they're back to back, and we kind of have the same.
I like Gary Cooper. I actually really like him in this. I actually think he's like a really good. Like, I love everything. Cinematographer. Except for the lyrics on the song, I like the tune. I love everything about this. You put it in the pot, set it to boil, and I'm like, I don't like this. Like, I don't. It doesn't taste as good.
And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I think I did. But I love the song. I really do.
Yeah,
you really love
you
the
and Mark
song.
That does not surprise me, actually.
Yeah. Like it kind of fits in. I do listen to Tex Ritter. I do, and I even said to you, Mark, the other day that I'd probably forgotten that he was John Ritter's father, because I watched it behind the scenes and there was John Ritter talking about his dad, and I went, oh yeah, but I had seen that before, so I knew it and I probably forgot it, but and then I didn't realize that David Crosby was related to Floyd Crosby, and
I just read that in the Wikipedia article after I watched the movie. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of strange kind of connections, and I just think it's the music in this sense, it really does work for it, and obviously, like I say, if you time travel to 1952, I think it would stand out as like, oh, this is cool and different and interesting, and everywhere you went driving, people would be playing the song in their cars, and it's hard to imagine now, but that it was a massive hit. So
I'm picturing the rooster from Robin Hood,
which is my favorite Disney movie.
No,
it's my favorite Disney movie.
I'm like, if that was, again, if he was looking around and saw the guy, I actually think I would have liked that more, and I don't know why. Like, it
would have been wild if they had a diegetic moment, because it was written from his point of view and like named names. Like it would have had to been somebody inside his head to write that
Diegetic
song.
moments weren't invented till 67, so
I don't know about that. But yeah, anyway, okay, well, that's our ratings. That's our one other thing we talked about. Obviously, we talked about keeping it on the list. Other movies around it, anything, obviously we don't want to take this off the list, but is there anything kind of around it, inspired by it, other Gary Cooper things that anybody can think of?
I don't know, that's that whatever Paleface one sounds like it might be a Western.
Yeah. Son of Paleface.
Son of Paleface. That sounds like it must be a Western. Maybe
I
that.
think I'd have to look it up quick, but I think it's a Bob Hope comedy Western. I think they made a few of them and they were kind of ridiculous, but let's see, Paleface. One I thought of was Gunfight at the OK Corral.
I'm
did you find
Google history for Paleface? Just like
there you
go. I just like the cops show up and be like, why are you looking at Paleface? What else are we going to find in here?
Well, the original Paleface is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes, it is it is Bob Hope, yeah. And
Mark,
Roy Rogers.
was my thought process. It is?
Oh, maybe not. It says the description is like Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. They belong together. Bob Hope stars in this laugh-packed Wild West spoof starring Jane Russell as the sexy Calamity Jane. So that might be a fun one. And maybe in the spirit of one of Dave's favorite, Hop Along Cassidy, maybe it's a fun Western
bonus
adventure.
episode.
Yeah, I thought of one, Gunfight at the OK Corral, 1957. Believe it or not, I don't think I've seen it. I
really,
I don't have any memory of seeing it, and I don't have anything on Letterboxd saying I've seen it. I need to see that. That might be a blind spot.
The one I'm thinking, maybe this is on the list, but 310 to Yuma. Kind of
the original's on the list. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I would think. Okay, yeah, I would. I did not care for that remake at all.
No, I pulled some clips from it the other day, and I was reminded that I remembered liking it, but I also remembered not liking the 2016 Magnificent Seven, and I rewatched that, and it's not bad. It's not as bad as I.
My problem with the remake of 310 to Yuma is Ben Foster is an incredible actor, but he was way too contemporary. He had contemporary cool, and I hate when that he completely took me out of it.
Okay,
I did. Yeah, great actor, but I did not care for him in that.
Yeah, one of my favorites
when he shows up. So Christian Bale is, I think, the reason why I ended up watching it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, and is it Russell Crowe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 310. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, 310.
Is that the director is like the Hughes brothers or something, or the brothers Strauss? It's someone like that.
Okay. It's like
I think.
It's James Mangold. James
Mangold. Oh, it's Mangold.
Yeah, Mangold. Yeah.
Logan's great. Is Logan a Western?
Yes. Logan is a remake of Shane.
That's what I thought.
It is? I've never seen
essentially.
Logan.
Logan's
essentially
really
it's Shane with superpowers, kind of. Essentially, it's I don't know, a spiritual remake or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I'm out.
But yeah,
glad you liked it. Yeah.
No, Logan is really good. It is one of those meditations on how can we aging, and it's so much in there. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
It made me believe that he could do Indiana Jones, and then he showed me he couldn't.
Oh, I liked actually.
I didn't mind
this. I almost worked with James Mangold because he was going to come do a show with us, but it was the release of the black and white version of Logan that messed up his schedule, so he couldn't come work with us. But I did correspond with him for a little bit in preparation for him to come, and I really did enjoy Dial of Destiny. I think it's one that will age well, I think, as we go back to it. Yeah, you'll realize that Temple of Doom is just as silly and stupid and
I love Temple of Doom.
Right, exactly. But so you'll go back to that in a few years and be like, okay, it's silly and stupid and fun.
The twist at the end actually got me, and I liked it actually.
It's kind of a leap. Like if you accept it, it's great fun. But I can see why people would go, "Oh no, I'm out." It is a very big leap to take.
I'm not sure what people actually want out of an Indiana Jones because
No,
neither does Disney.
Right. Well, I mean,
Evidently.
there's always been that supernatural something in there. There's always been
Yeah.
something that you could
That's
describe
true.
as
Yeah.
goofy. There's always been someone in it that's maybe annoying or slightly miscast, but we just absolutely love those originals. Obviously, my favorite is Last Crusade, but it's the one that maybe has the least amount of goofiness and the most amount of comedy.
True. Yeah.
Oh, The Last Crusade
But it
doesn't
still
get
has
kind of near the end, right?
Yeah, it absolutely still has supernatural. It has, you know, a religious element to it. There's definitely, there's definitely things that tie in with all of them, and I don't see how Dial of Destiny is really all that different.
Yeah,
no,
from a 1,000-yard stare.
Yes,
know?
Yeah.
No, you said an annoying character, and all I can picture is John Wayne being like, "It's a compass." And I'm just like, I'm like, what?
You never.
I've used it as an argument.
They end up being a new drinking game every time.
Scott
I've never had alcohol, but that one might actually bring alcohol to the table. But
just out of nowhere, just like John Wayne.
Well, I've used when people complain about Jar Jar Binks, certainly there's a character in Temple of Doom that's more annoying than Jar Jar Binks.
She is one of my favorite characters from the 90s. I absolutely love her.
Yeah,
Willie in Temple of Doom. I love her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say this line all the time. When they bring the plate of cockroaches and she goes, "No thanks, I had bugs for lunch." I love that line. It's so funny. I love it. Yeah.
And her look with the when you open up the brain, like it's just like what? Like her face is like the POV of the audience every time something weird happens. Like it's so good. She's so good.
Short rounder by the campfire, and she's running around in the background screaming with the bats. Oh, she's so funny. I love her. Her.
And I enjoy Jar Jar Binks. So we're
That's fine.
Okay, now we need AI to make us Temple of Doom with Jar Jar Binks in the
look out there, Indy, it's behind you. It's monkey brains.
You know what I'm starting to think AI was a bad idea. We should probably I was on board until just recently.
Until that.
Yeah, interesting. All right, well, I think that kind of wraps us up here. I do want to mention next 2 weeks from now, next episode is likely not going to be this one. I think because on our 5s and 10s, we're kind of trying to hit a bonus episode. So there'll likely be a bonus episode before this. But our next episode off the list, we're going to number 85 from 1969. This is a lot of people's favorite, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. It's directed by George Roy Hill, stars Paul Newman and Robert Redford. 111 minutes. It's the only one on our list that's streaming on Disney Plus. And it's available for rent on Amazon Prime and Apple TV. Sneak preview. I don't love this movie. But I'm looking forward to revisiting it. I haven't seen it in a long time, and I'm curious to see if maybe age has changed the same way High Noon did for you. Also, it's one that brought home the Oscar for music for Burt Bacharach, and it's the music that takes me out of it.
Me too. Normally. That's my big problem with that movie is contemporary music.
Yeah. Right.
My number one.
Yeah. So I'm again curious to see if we're going down the same path here with the music. We'll see. And I'm gonna say though, prior to that, look for a bonus episode. We're covering some interesting things from off the list. I know we've had Hell or High Water, Maverick. Maybe there's going to be something animated coming up at some point. So Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The internet. Where can we find you, David? Where on the internet is David Chapman?
You can find me all over the YouTubes. Sundays, you can find me on Spill the Geek Tea at Spill the Geek T1. Tuesdays, talking Doctor Who over on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. First Thursday of every month, along with Scott and Cameron on Happiness Patrol, youtube.com/@happinesspatrolshow, where we get rid of all the toxic fandom stuff and talk about things that make us happy. By the time this airs, we'll be well into season 2, which is going to be so much fun. So give us a subscribe. Let us entertain you with something beyond just Westerns. In between all that, you can find me on my own channel, The Rat Hole DOTCA. That's therathole.ca, but YouTube does not like URLs in their URLs. Scott, where can we find you?
Breakfast Scotch National, right there. Ooh, it got big. That's where I try to make some jokes with the world today. But beyond that, you guys are talking, and all I can picture now is John Wayne playing Jar Jar Binks, and I'm just like, that's got to redeem AI right there. Like, I just want to see it. I just want to see John Wayne be like, "Oh, Annie." So
I'll get the prompt in there.
Yeah, Mark, I think I'm gonna throw it off to you. Where do we find Mark?
The only place you can find me online is my Instagram is @SkymanBlue. That's my only online presence, really. That's where you'll see my just general photography, and any movie related stuff will all be there.
Cameron, and I said last time, I said last time, I love your Instagram so much. It's amazing. And every now and then, now also there's cute puppies on it. So you can't, you can't beat cute puppies. Yeah, I'm here. Horses on Film. I'm on Letterboxd as Cameron Chapman. That's where you'll see me reviewing movies and just general smartassery. Letterboxd. We also have a Horses on Film Letterboxd. That's where we're making our lists. We're posting links. We're talking about upcoming episodes. Now that we're into episode 20, you should be able to see probably the next 10 that we're going to cover, as well as some bonus stuff. So that's Horses on Film at letterboxd.com. We're on Instagram at Horses on Film Podcast. That's where you'll see these little video intros if you're just listening on Spotify or Apple podcasts. And we have a website, horsesonfilm.com. And then, yes, of course, you can find us also on YouTube. That's kind of our main channel. We have the video up here. We have the audio available for listening. And it's youtube.com at Horses on Film. And yeah, if you have any other ideas for bonus episodes, any comments, any concerns, you are writing from the John Wayne Museum that ticket sales are down because the opinion of John Wayne has dropped for some reason. It's horsesonfilm@gmail.com. You can always email us and we will respond. No problem.
I like how you're giving me way too much credit.
There's no absolutely. Like, you're changing the
influence is long reaching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
he's an icon. He's an icon, and he's on this list more than anyone else.
Too much credit. I don't see myself as an icon, but thank you. Oh, John,
yeah.
My bad.
It's all good. Yeah. All right. Again, the one last person I always love to thank, Brett Alec Bailey, for composing a beautiful theme song for us. Thank you guys. Thank you, Mark, for coming back. I can't wait. There's another one in the coffer that's coming up quick with you too. So thank you for doing this. I know it was a little bit short notice too. So thanks for jumping in and revisiting High Noon. Dave and Scott, as always, thank you guys for going on this little Western journey.
Always.
And we're again 20%. Let's do this 5 more times. Thank you guys all. And have a good night.
Have a good night.